A little late on that intro, but hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Karate Central, the karate-based fan podcast. We don't actually do karate, we're just fans of karate. All types of karate. You got the Karate Kid. You got the second type of karate, the Karate Kid 2. You got the remaster of the first karate, Jaden Smith. You've got all sorts of karate, and we're fans of it. You got American karate, aka boxing. You got Irish karate, which is just Conor McGregor. Everyone just grows red hair and screams a lot at people about doing their wives. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire. We are the Kick-Ass Irreverent Gaming Podcast, brought to you by Affable Idiots. I am one of your hosts, Chad Michaelinis, and we also have here Adam, don't call me Goof, Gumbert. How are you, Adam?
I won't call you. Yeah, I'm good. I won't call you Goof because in Canada, that means you're a real bad man.
Yeah. It's like literally, that makes me think, did Disney know? Did Walter Disney know, naming that dog Goofy, that meant that dog was going to go touch kids?
Well, again, I'm assuming Canadian prison slang wasn't around in the 40s because Canada didn't put people in jail in the 40s.
That's
so
right.
There's no way he would have known the correlation.
Okay. And technically, I guess if the dog's name is Goofy, he's acting like a goof. It's like when you tell someone you're not a bitch, but you're acting like a bitch. Like you're acting goofy. You're not a goof, but you're goofy.
You can't construct the entire world around one weird country slang. Like, come on, it's Canada.
All right. Although they are a very large country by landmass.
Yeah.
And there's a land bridge that used to connect them and Russia. Actually, no, that actually comes out of Alaska now, right? Alaska. But Alaska used to be, not too long ago, part of Canada. I don't know.
They said you can either have goofs or you can have Alaska, and they made their choice.
And we decided, you guys keep all the goofs and we'll have Alaska. Welcome, everyone. You can find us here on twitch.tv/AffableIdiots on Sunday evenings, usually around 8:30 Eastern time, which we are. Yeah, we're almost right on time. We're 5 minutes early. Or if you are catching us live in your ears on demand, as those things contradict each other, you're probably doing so on YouTube or podcast services Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We've got a little baby podcast today. Not a lot of chunky material to talk about. Lots of things coming up that like we knew were kind of true, but now we're getting confirmation that they might be true. And then some games. We're going to have some fun stuff playing some games. But first, we're going to start today with our main quest, talking about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Pvp Game will make you feel good. This comes from Darren Bonthways at GameSpot. I didn't tell you this, Adam, but that was our Go Live notification. It was like, Bustin makes us feel good.
And again, we're talking about weird words and verbiage and stuff, but what a weird innuendo to put in a Ghostbusters really isn't a children's movie. The first one, not really. I mean, it's a lot of adult humor.
You know what's weird, though?
Bustin makes me feel good is very sexy. I mean, that's about coming. It's a song about coming.
It's 100% about coming. It's like ectoplasm. We know where that comes from. When you bust a ghost, it ends with an explosion of ectoplasm. Like we all know what that movie and song is about, but it was a kids movie. There's a marshmallow man in it. It's very big and fluffy, and it spawned a generation of Ghostbusters lovers. But also back then, that's what kids movies were. There was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there was The Goonies, and they say the word shit in The Goonies. And that was a kids movie. And that is how the cookie crumbles. We're going to move on and talk about the game, the Ghostbusters PvP game. This is coming from the Friday the 13th developer, Illphonic. And it's revealed its newest asymmetrical multiplayer game, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. What a good name. Currently scheduled for release on PC, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4 in Q4 2022. That's this holiday. The game will see you join 3 other players as you strap on a proton pack and help clean up paranormal infestations in New York City. That shouldn't come as a surprise given the studio's pedigree. Friday the 13th was the same way. It was a bunch of camp counselors and then Jason. They also did Predator, So there's a
Predator and
Predator and a
Mcgraws.
bunch of Marines. I
Mhm.
don't know what they are in that game / movie. And now they're doing this. They did something else too, right? They just came out with another property, or they're coming out with another property.
I think those are the two that they made. They
Maybe.
might have other things in the works. Also, heads up, that us going through our goof stuff, I didn't hit record, so you're just going to have to pull that from the stream. And then I'm recording now.
Okay.
Big
That's
heads
why
up.
if you're listening to this on demand, like you notice there's a sudden change in stream quality, like or audio quality. It's because we couldn't talk about goof and record it at the same time.
I don't want that on my computer.
Yeah. Twitch got it for us, though, so thanks, Twitch. This game, more about this game, it is filled with several pieces of iconic Ghostbusters equipment. You'll track down ghosts using a PKE meter. You'll wrangle them with the aforementioned proton pack and neutrona wand. And finally, bag them with a ghost trap. If you'd prefer, you could play as one of several types of ghosts and cause some havoc. Ghosts have a range of skills that include flight, intangibility, the ability to possess inanimate objects. And here's the great thing. If a Ghostbuster gets too close to you while you're playing as a phantom, you can also use your slime powers to summon a few minions that'll leave the paranormal investigators drenched in ectoplasm.
Same thing.
And then for a last little bit of authenticity here, returning actors Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd are reprising their roles as Winston Zeddemore and Ray Stantz, respectively. No Bill Murray in this one. No Harold Ramis in this one.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game about ghosts. You think they could get the number one ghost people would want for the game, but they can't get his ghost.
Such a bad taste.
That's like doing a game about Alien. It's like doing the game Alien, but not inviting K-Pax.
Who is K-Pax?
K-Pax.
Oh.
Kevin Spacey.
I don't think he was in an
number
Alien
one
movie.
alien. Kevin Spacey movie K-Pax. If you're gonna make a game about aliens, you have to include it.
What the fuck is K-Pax? I'm gonna look that up.
I remember so little about it that I know that Kevin Spacey plays an alien called K-Pax.
Again, this is ridiculousness. I'm looking at this cast. Kevin Spacey, Jeff Bridges, fucking Aaron Paul. Like, what is going on? Oh, what is K-Pax? Wow. He looks like an idiot.
Oh, man. I hope this turns out... Son of a bitch.
You good?
I hope this turns out well, because there are hit and miss when it comes to Ghostbusters video games. First of all, Ghostbusters, the video game, which came out several years ago, very good game, actually starred the original voice actors, including Harold Ramis. They got him pre-Ghost. Now he's too expensive as a ghost to get.
Oof.
But then the 2016-ish Ghostbusters game did not review well. And then there was an iOS one. And so hit and miss. I hope this one is good. It'll certainly be fun. I think all of these like 4v3, 4v4, or 4v1 type games are pretty fun. I just hope that it's part of, spoilers, the upcoming Spartacus subscription service or Game Pass or something like that. Because this is another one of those games that I think is fun to do for like a night with your buds, but it's not something that you're going to go back to time and again, over and over, several nights a week. I think this is going to be like a cool party thing whenever you got some people together.
Yeah, Elfonicas makes really, really fun party games that I play for like 2 weeks and then never touch again.
Exactly.
But like we've really had a good time playing Friday the 13th. Actually played that one a little bit longer. Actually played that one a decent amount. Yeah, Predator was like a two night thing, but it was great. So I'm sure it'll probably be at a discount. Either way, it's cool to see the original voice actors in it. You know, Raul Coley's in it as well. Greg Miller's in it.
Yep.
James and Elise Willem were writing it from all the internet peoples, but it seems cool. I mean, it's a great idea for a game, and being able to play as a ghost and just get your ectoplasm everywhere. Yeah, sounds really good. I always love playing the monster in these games. It's always so fun.
I always love it too, because so in these kind of like these asymmetrical games, I always like playing the like obvious role. Like for instance, in Among Us, like I hate playing the bad person, or in a game where somebody's like the imposter or something like that. I hate playing that. I hate lying. But when it's like, cool, I get to just fucking run around and do whatever the hell I want, super loud, and kill people. Like that's my jam. I'm all about that. So now it's like a ghost, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be fun to like hide and shit and pop out and eat people.
Yep, I love that they're just straight up doing prop hunt, which is a popular mode in a lot of like PC modded games, or I think Call of Duty might have it at some point, where you like possess an object, and then it's like, oh, where am I at in the room? Like there was a lot of Gary's Mod games based off of that. So I think it's pretty cool. We'll see by the end of the year, and we'll see. Anytime it says a quarter, I'm like, well, that game's getting delayed because quarters don't mean anything. But I think it'll still be. Yeah, I'm with you. If it's like a $30 game, or it's on Game Pass or PS Plus or Spartacus or whatever, I'll definitely play it for a weekend. Maybe more. We'll see. But I think kudos, all thumbs up from this Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah. What a good time. Like if this game came out without the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife having been really, really good, I'd have zero excitement for this. Like honestly, I enjoy the Ghostbusters franchise, but I would not be excited. But because Ghostbusters Afterlife was really, really great, I feel like, oh shit, maybe they care about this IP again and they're going to do good things with it. So happy to see it.
It seems like the story's based off of that too, because I know Ernie Hudson like owns that company or whatever now, and I think like you're working for him as a Ghostbuster just in random places. So I think they're tying it all in.
Dope. Speaking of possessing random things and looking like things that aren't you, moving on to playtime, I played Elden Ring this week, and I got something called Mimics something. And I read the description of it. It says it'll allow you to mimic objects in the room and look like them. And I was like, cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know when I'm going to use that, and I haven't used it yet, but I got it. And that was just a good transition for me to talk about Elden Ring. Hi, I'm Chad. This week I played Elden Ring. I got to, I've got like 12 hours in now. We're still doing the karate podcast. Yeah, I'm about 12 hours in now. I just beat Godric in El Castle de Stormvale. And as I was telling you before the show, it took me about an hour and probably like 15 tries. I'm doing a magic-based build. So a lot of ranged stuff, but I got good at like dodging his attacks. And I could get through, my issue with him was like I could get through the first half of the battle flawlessly, not being touched at all. But then as soon as, old fire starts coming out in the second half of the battle, I was like, I don't know how to avoid any of this shit. It just covers so much and it reaches so far, so I was instantly dying like right away. So I used the phone a friend option in that game twice. Well, first of all, I don't know how to summon people to my game, but I put down 2 different items, and both of them summoned me into somebody else's world as a cooperator. So I was like, I don't know.
There you go.
That wasn't my intention. I wanted to bring people into my game so that I have full flasks while I fight Godric, but went and joined 2 other people's games. And they fucking sucked. Everyone was terrible, and they're all like, I'm going to do swords, and then they're going to get up close to him and not heal and just die. And then I go back to my world. So then I was like, fine, I'll ask my real friends. And then I asked them, and they all said, we hate Elden Ring, and we hate playing with you. And they did not want to join me. Wow. And I was like, ouch. So I did it by myself because they didn't actually respond. I was just like, hey, who wants to be Godric with me? And nobody said anything. I was like, fine. I did it myself. Learned to keep my distance a little bit, avoid some of those fire attacks. Bitch went down. It was great. I'm having a good time with that game, but I also feel like I'm to the point where I'm enjoying the open world stuff more than I'm enjoying like going through Stormvale Castle. And I actually just enjoy the open world, stumbling across dungeons and shit like that more than I am the actual like scripted areas that I'm supposed to go through. So I might do a little bit more of that open world stuff, and then I think I might call it quits. Knowing that people are spending so many tens of hours on this game, and knowing that I just got through like the first of several ginormous areas, I think that, I'll experience a little bit more of it and then move on to Horizon Forbidden West because I am itching to play that, but I have not yet. Also played more of Tunic. Tunic is, again, it's on Game Pass. It's that adorable Fox Legend of Zelda style game, Death's Door. I think it is a wonderful game. Just aesthetically, I love all of the trees and bushes and rocks. They all they react as if they're foam. Like the whole world feels like a play set, and it's really adorable and fantastic art direction. But I also I read an article too about how it's comparing all of the instructions, like you pick up pieces of an instruction booklet throughout the game, and there's like side-by-side comparisons of it and one from The Legend of Zelda 2. And how they're like basically parts of it are just carbon copies. And I think it was like, it's so blatantly a tribute to that game, and it shows so much. It is edging. I don't know if are you familiar with this term edging? It's
in a couple of ways, yeah.
It's where like you almost bust, like ghost bust. You almost ghost bust ectoplasm, but then you stop right before. This has nothing to do with that, but it's edging on being too opaque, too obtuse. Like, we played A Link to the Past for Barf a couple years ago, and that game, I had so many issues with it because there's like, how the fuck did you know that you're supposed to grab this chicken and fly off of this ledge and then use your shovel at this exact spot? Like, there's nothing telling me that unless I had a guide or unless I had dozens of hours as a kid to do nothing but search every single spot and fly with the chicken everywhere. Like, it's starting to edge to almost push to be that kind of like frustration thing. Like John Hansen from Pixel Street podcast was saying he beat it, but he played it with a guide, and he's glad he did because it saved him a lot of frustration. And I'm thinking that I might do the same thing. I've beaten 2 bosses on it. I've got like a blue and a green key to go, and then I assume the final area. So I think I'm probably like halfway through the game, but I'm liking it so far a lot.
Yeah, if you're liking that's the same thing with Elden Ring. I'm like, yeah, if you don't want to spend an absorbent amount of time doing bullshit, just look up a guide and just enjoy it. Fucking
yeah.
Why would you waste your time?
2 more short things. Coffee Talk is our barf game for the month, so we're playing that. It is a short-ish experience, just a few hours. I am playing it on Nintendo Switch. I have gotten through 3 days of it. It's a delightful, just learning about all of these different characters and their stories and all that kind of fun stuff, while also making latte art that is all obscene. Only boobs, penises, butts, vagina, all of it in the latte art.
All the bojangles.
All the bojangles. I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm stealing that from you, and I'm just referring to all genitalia as bojangles.
Bojangles, yep.
Uh-huh.
Look at that big black bojangle.
If you're a goof, you need to keep away from my bojangles. And then finally, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The new DLC dropped I think it was last week.
Yeah, last Friday, I think.
It was like 8 new tracks or something like that, and they're doing that periodically over the next 300 years. And so we played it. There was a Pixel Street podcast, Pixel Street Pals Party Night or something like that.
A lot of peas.
Lots of peas in there. Lots of peas up in them bojangles. And so we played that. It was really fun because, one, I don't play Mario Kart that often because if I play with people who aren't good at it, I don't have fun. I don't have fun whooping their asses. 2, I got to play with Holden and John and Joel, and it was a good time. And all of these tracks were new to me, basically. Like they're obviously remastered tracks from other games, but the games they were from, I never played, like DS versions of the game. Or I think maybe there was one from GameCube. So anyway, all 8 of these tracks were brand new to me, so it was fun to be able to play those and experience new Mario Kart for the first time in a very long time. So had fun with that for an hour, and I won't touch it again until the next one drops. And that's it. What'd you play this week, Adam?
8 months. Today I played some more Elden Ring. I hadn't touched it in like 2 weeks or something. I was like, you know what? It's in the disk drive. I guess I need to play it. And that's why I was wondering how long it took you to beat Godric. So I went to I'm in the second area, the lake or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I guess I'll go to the castle because I know there's a boss here, a main boss or whatever. So I went through the castle and I beat the boss girl on my first try. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm now appropriately leveled for this video game. I'm not having any trouble at all because I'm looking at a map, finding all the dungeons, getting all the XP. Because I know some people are like, I love the exploring. I'm like, I hate wandering around aimlessly in this video game. I'm opposite of you. I like doing the dungeons and I like doing the castles. I don't want to wander around. So we're just opposite on that. So I've been going through that. Beat the shit out of her. That was easy as fuck.
It was Margit? That's who that was?
No,
No.
Margot's the first dude you fight.
Okay.
Who's like at the castle. Was like, you can't come in here, and then he beats everyone's ass. And her name's like Rain, something with an R. She's a witch. You go to Hogwarts. Basically, the second boss is at Hogwarts.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you go beat her up. So I was like, cool. So I'm basically just following a map that, they're like, they suggest like, go here, go in the order.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just doing that and clearing everything out. So I had a good time, played a couple hours a day, leveling up. I'm over leveled for everything, or appropriately leveled. So I'm not having any issues, which is fun because I don't want to beat my head against the wall because that's not that fun. But I'm having some fun with that. And I probably will finish it, but I'm just going to take it real slow. I'm with you where I got kind of like burnout, and I was like, I need to slow down. So I'm only playing like one day every week or two. So playing more of that. That's a good time. And then that's the only video game that I played. I just checked. It's the only video game that I've played all week. It's just how it is. So I downloaded like 7 games, but I just didn't play them yet. So I finished Our Flag Means Death. I'm glad that you got farther into it.
Yep. I'm
Very
almost
good.
done with it. I think I have 1 or 2 more episodes left.
Yeah. Really good show. It's just a show. It's a pirate show that's not about pirates fighting, and it's great. I fucking love it. Steve Bonnet is a real person, and he's a goof, but in a good way.
I just
Not
love the relationship between Steve Bonnet and then the whole twist on Blackbeard and them together. And then especially when Will Arnett shows up. Just,
God,
that
Will
show is
Arnett,
so
yeah.
good. That show's so good.
God, that is insane. It's very good. I like it a lot. So everyone should check that out. I want to make sure enough people watch it so we get season 2. And then, could you have any guess on this last thing that I've watched?
My brain is telling me it's Will.i.am's documentary.
Does he have one?
WLIIA. I just that's what I thought it was. And then I was like, no, that's not a real thing. And then there's a show about basketball and Magic Johnson on HBO that I've been watching, but I don't think I've ever known the name of it. And is this it? Is this that?
No, it's like that one's like winning something. I don't remember what the name of that show is, but it looks very. I like John C. Reilly. It's very good.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched the Dale Earnhardt documentary. It's Farmer in the Hat out of respect.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But he was born in North Carolina, so maybe that's why your family was such a big fan of him.
Yeah, right up there in not Statesville.
He's from Kannapolis.
Kannapolis, that's right. Kannapolis.
Absolutely. Dale Earnhardt, the greatest of all time. But I watched the remake, whatever, of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Ah, that's what it is.
Hosted by Isha Tyler. And I was just like, oh, because I'm dicking around. I'm like, I know the Drew Carey version. I was like, that's on there too. That's so old. Like, I'll just go to this new version. I'm like, oh, this is very cool. And literally, they have 3 of the 4 cast members are the same ones from before. So I'm like, all right, these guys are here again. And they're very good. And I'm like, holy shit, there is 13 seasons of this TV show. When the fuck did this show come out? Maybe it's either 8 or 13. It's a lot.
I remember it came out a long time ago. Like, it's been, I don't know if it's still running, but it's been out a long time.
I think it probably is.
I think it was when Drew Carey moved over to Price is Right. Aisha Tyler said, I'm done
years later,
doing Ubisoft press conferences, and instead I'm going to do Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Whose Line Is It? Very funny, very good stuff. So yeah, again, I just continue to only watch HBO and Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and then play Elden Ring for a couple hours a week. That's basically my life.
I just saw a commercial for it. Again, I don't know the names of things. I just watch them. But there's a show that's on HBO right now. It's a DC Comics show starring Rosario Dawson. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, DMZ.
DMZ. What is that?
It's apparently just like a mini series, like 4 episodes, and it's done already. I don't know what it is. I know it's based on, I think, probably like a graphic novel. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know if there's any superhero stuff in it. I think it might just be.
Okay, I just typed in what is DMZ, and it says, in computer security, a DMZ network is sometimes a demilitarized zone.
Yeah, well, I know that demilitarized zone, but you should type in what is DC's DMZ.
What is DC DMZ?
God, there's just a lot of letters in that.
So many letters. Lots of covers for the DMZ comic.
Yep.
Yeah. Deals with militia revolts, protests, conflicts between... so it's not superhero shit.
Yeah, no, it's just like graphic novel. Like, this is real life shit.
I saw the preview and I was like, I like Rosario Dawson, and that show looks okay. And then I said the DC logo at the end of it, and I was like, what? I'm sorry, what? This is a and then no, it's a graphic novel. It's not a comic.
There's a lot of DC stuff that it's I forgot the label, but there's another label that's like does like the indie darker stuff, and it's all just like real people. It's just like, I'm a cop, DC. It's like, all right,
I'm a cop. I hunt aliens that look like Kevin Spacey.
DC's I'm Kevin Spacey's cop. Yeah. So no, I don't know if I watched.
I got promoted to Kevin Spacey's cop, the one who's the detective in charge of specifically finding Kevin Spacey in whatever human he's impersonating.
Go get him. Yeah, that's it. What I'm thinking about doing is getting back into what did I just download? I downloaded Red Dead Redemption because I want to play multiplayer.
Grand Theft Auto Online?
I'm thinking about Grand Theft Auto Online for next gen. I downloaded something else. I don't remember. I'm going to play Coffee Talk first before all that. So anyways, that's it.
Dope. Moving on to our quest log, we've got a handful of things in here to talk about. The first one is a confirmation. Well, not a confirmation. A speculation, a report about something that we thought is coming that is probably coming soon still. P.S. Spartacus news coming real soon, says Matt Kim at IGN. This is the subscription service that is going to probably replace PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now and merge them into some kind of tiered subscription. We've talked about it several times on this podcast, and we now have news from Bloomberg that PlayStation's Xbox Game Pass competitor will get a proper unveiling as soon as this week. So probably, if luck is anything like it usually is, it will probably come out on Monday, tomorrow, before this episode goes live, and you'll know all about it. So we're not going to talk too much about it other than say that, like,
I was going to ask you to make a bet on that. Do you think that it comes out before the podcast comes out?
Oh, yes. Yes. Because here's the thing. Okay, so that everyone knows the full thing, it says as early as next week. I thought I said early next week, but it's as early as next week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course, it's coming out on Monday. I will say yes to that.
I'm gonna take the over and saying it could be from Tuesday afternoon on. What will I win? We'll find out next week.
I love it. Sources say PlayStation will have a, quote, splashy lineup of hit games and will officially merge PlayStation Plus with PlayStation Now, Sony's cloud streaming service. Cool. Hope it happens. Hope we get details.
Just do it already, please. Good God, stop making us wait. They're like, hey, Shadow Warrior's there day one, but we're not merging it yet. I'm like, what are you fucking waiting for? Good God. Weird.
And also just like show us where the value is going to be. That's what I want to know. Like, why is this a valuable service? Why is this new? Why is this worthwhile?
I want to know the information so I can shit on it on the podcast because it's not going to be something I want at all. Mm-hmm. We'll see. I hope. Make me spend my money.
Next up, you remember last week when we were like, hey, Suicide Squad got officially delayed, right? And then Adam was like, yeah. And then we're like, cool. Turns out it didn't, but it just did. Suicide Squad gets pushed, says Steve Watts at GameSpot. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, the new Batman-adjacent game set in Rocksteady's Arkham universe, has been delayed to spring 2023. It was revealed in a message from studio founder Sefton Hill, who said the decision was difficult, but that the game ultimately needs more time. It was supposed to come sometime this fall in 2022. The official announcement follows reports that the game was set to be delayed. Warner Bros. May have tipped its hand as well when Warner Media's chief executive officer, Jason Kilar, tweeted about its upcoming slate of 2022 games, and Suicide Squad was not on the list. Surprise!
You know what's funny? Yeah, not surprised at all. So we got the confirmation last week with the Sony State of Play that Harry Potter was coming out, or Hogwarts, was coming out in the fall. We know Gotham Knights is now coming out in the end of October. I was never thought for a fucking second they were going to release 3 WB games in one holiday quarter. I'm like, nobody does that. And then I was like, oh shit, Ubisoft did that like 3 years ago. But outside of that, people don't release 3 games in one quarter. So I was like, there's no fucking way. So I'm not shocked, but I'm ready to play as King Shark because he's Samoa Joe. Let's go.
He does seem like probably the most fun character to play in that game.
Yeah.
Can you do 2
sharks? Boomerang. Do what now?
Can you do 2 sharks? Can you have a whole squad of sharks and just be street sharks?
4 fucking sharks, just slightly different colors. Different pants on. I like it. I'm gonna watch Suicide Squad when we get done with this.
And you eat shark fruit gummies, the fruit snacks.
Is that what they did in the TV show? Or
no, but I used to eat sharks. Do you remember those? Did you ever have the sharks fruit snacks?
Used to. Well, hold on, don't make me go in the kitchen right now.
I forgot you had a kid. Well, also adults
For the kid. What? Excuse me.
Next up, speaking of games and TV shows and stuff, Halo TV show sets records. Some Jordan Miller at VGC. This I find funny. The premiere episode of Halo, the new TV series based on the game originally developed by Bungie, has set a viewership record on streaming platform Paramount Plus, who previously had nothing worth watching. So surprise, this got views. Before that, the record was set by 1883, which was the spin-off series from Yellowstone that aired in November.
Oh.
Yeah. Starring, what is it, Tim McGraw and his wife. What's his wife? Faith Hill.
Oh, I didn't know they were married. Interesting.
I think they're married. Now I have to, am I lying to the world?
I mean, they're country stars. I assume that they're together for some reason, because, isn't Gwen Stefani with Adam Levine or some nonsense? Or they used to be? I don't fucking know. I don't care.
I don't know. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are married. They are both in this show.
Interesting. Are they married in the show?
They are married in the show, yes. And they have kids in the show.
That's not very creative. Not very good acting if you're just playing what you do in real life.
Well, that's like, listen, you're country music stars, so we know that you have some talent somewhere deep inside of you, but it's probably not acting related. So we're going to just try to make things literally your life. Which is really very accurate. You're just going to live out in the middle of nowhere in the country with a bunch of folks that talk
no
like
electricity.
Southerners.
It's just their life. Yeah. Random aside, the Oscars are on tonight. And you know who's not going to get an Oscar is Cardi B. I like Cardi B as a person because she's very much who she pretends to be, who her persona is now is who she was 10 years ago before she was famous. She's always been the same person, so I love Cardi. She's a rapper.
I know who Cardi B is. I'm trying to figure out why she would get a what was she in that she would be nominated for an Oscar?
Oh, that's my point. So she's in Fast and Furious 9, which I just watched on HBO Max about a week ago. Fun for the whole family. Check it out. And she's awful. She has one scene and she's awful. She is trash as an actor, so she won't be at the Oscars. But it's just funny that Cardi B is such a bad actor, but these two are apparently headlining a show on a streaming app that nobody has. But, whatever.
Right. Viewing figures for streaming platforms aren't typically released, but it's worth noting that Paramount Plus show has never been in the streaming top 10 provided by the Nielsen ratings. This is a quote from Chief Programming Officer Tanya Giles. Giles was from Buffy, but he had a J at the beginning of his name, I think. So we're going to say Giles.
I think it's Giles. Yeah.
Quote, bringing Halo to life as a streaming series has been one of the most rewarding efforts for Paramount Plus to date, and we could not be more thrilled at the massive fan response to the series' debut. Did you watch the show, Adam, the first episode?
No. So here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I don't know if it was mentioned here, but if anybody has Game Pass Ultimate, there is a free trial of Paramount Plus included in with your Game Pass.
There's a 1 month free trial.
A 1 month free trial. So I'm going to wait. I don't know how many episodes or how long it's supposed to run. I'm going to wait till the middle or near the end of the series, claim my free 30 days, then watch it. Because I don't want to pay for this. If they're like, oh, you get all but one episode, I'm like, I'm not paying for the season finale, so I guess I just don't want to know what happens. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for Paramount Plus at all. So I'm waiting for the show to come out so I can use my free trial to watch the whole show.
Nice.
But I am very, very shocked that this is number one behind. I know people like Yellowstone, so that makes sense that this did well. But Paramount, I remember when the CBS All Access and when it changed Paramount Plus, their big thing was that they had all the Star Trek shit and they had good Star Trek shows. And I'm shocked that Halo has done better than Star Trek, at least on initial release or whatever. That kind of shocks me that Halo did better. I guess it makes sense why they have season 2 already. It would be like Picard and Discovery and all that.
It just says viewership record. I was going to say, is it a premiere? Is it the best premiere on Paramount Plus? Because I guess technically Picard and Discovery were premiered on CBS All Access, but no, this just says viewership record. So most amount of viewers.
So that's why they got season 2. Apparently they're expecting it to be big, and apparently it is. You haven't watched it yet, have you?
I have. I watched it.
Oh, you have watched it?
The morning it came out, I watched it. Yeah. I will give some non-spoiler impressions of it. I think it is an incredibly faithful visual adaptation of this game. You look at it and you're like, you instantly know, oh, that hallway looks like it's something straight out of Halo, or those the armor, like that's something that I felt was going to be really tough to do. But the armor and the elites, they look like they belong in that universe, and it's not like a cheesy, like weird, cheap costume. Like it looks legit, and it's very faithful in that respect. I feel like the story so far, I'm like just kind of meh on and not interested in, but hopefully that's going to develop over time. Like it seems like it could go in an interesting direction, but I'm just not really into it. I do have one thing though, that this is true of like other things as well, but one thing that I didn't like about this, obviously it's Halo. There's going to be some times where there's some firefights, not like flames and firefighters show up with hoses, but gunfights.
Gunfights. Yep.
There are gunfights between humans and elites, and then there are some Spartans and the elites. The humans shoot the elites with guns, bounce right off the elites. They're overshields. Bounce, 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 bounce. Nothing happens. The elites just keep charging forward as if nothing's happening. The Spartans come in and shoot the elites with guns.
Yeah.
Regular ass bullets. They're not some special bullets. They don't have any extra strength they can put into the gun to make it better. And suddenly this overshield on these elites are like going disrupting. They're killing them. They're shooting them to shreds. And I'm like, okay, maybe the assault rifle in this gun, or the assault rifle in the Spartan's hand is like, it has some kind of like magic bullets or some kind of enhanced ammo in it. But then he reaches down and picks up a machine gun, a Gatling gun that somebody was using, one of the humans was using unsuccessfully. He picks it up and fires it, and it destroys this elite. I'm like, why? Why does just simply holding it in an armored person's hand make that gun so much stronger? Better. It makes no sense. That's not how guns
Here's
work.
what it is. This was the number one thing that you'll hear anytime you get online and play an online video game. He was hitting his shots. Chief hit his shots. And that's the difference. Humans can't hit their shots. Chief hit their shots.
What is this voice? Is that from something?
Hit your shots. You gotta hit your shots, man. That's all it is. No, that's what a fucking weird, pointless thing. But they're like, oh yeah, Chief's super cool. So I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I'm really shocked there's only one episode, by the way. I don't like when TV shows don't do one episode at a time. I prefer like 2 or 3 to start, and then you can go to one.
Yeah.
But I like having a couple to like hook me, especially if like the first episode is like cool. But I don't know. Yeah. If you know that it's going to take a couple to get into it, then give me a couple.
Before that was like this, not a standard, but before that was like a common thing that people would release 3 on the first day and then 1 at the time after. I used to do that with TV shows. I'd be like, I will watch 3 episodes. Like I held myself to it. I will watch 3 episodes of this before I decide if I'm going to keep watching it or not. So it was really nice to be able to do that all in one sitting or one like tight contained time. But now I'm like, I have to spend the better part of a month deciding whether or not I'm going to continue to watch the rest of this Halo series. And it's just so much to keep track of mentally, my like or dislike for Halo.
It's a lot.
Life is hard, man. Ubisoft plans a new showcase. This comes from Darren Bonthrees at GameSpot. Last week we reported that a lot of people aren't doing showcases around E3 time, and Ubisoft says, hey, guess what? We got some stuff to show. We're excited. They are reportedly gearing up to host a, quote, massive showcase event, which could include reveals of a new Prince of Persia game and an Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel.
Oh, yeah.
This sounds like it would be a new Prince of Persia game, rather than addressing the fact that they delayed the remaster of the Prince of Persia game, which is literally just like an up-res, for like over a year, and it's still not out yet, which is wild.
Yeah, I heard rumors that it's supposed to be like a 2.5D Prince of Persia. So you would have the remaster and then a new Prince of Persia.
Oh, nice. I'm into that. I'm ready for that to get a non-Jake Gyllenhaal reboot. Come back with the twist being that it's K-Pax. Somewhere in there, you get your powers from K-Pax.
Spacey's there.
This is according to a report on Xfire by Tom Henderson, who claims that he has been in contact with several sources with direct knowledge of Ubisoft's plans, and that the company has around 20 games lined up and ready for a fresh reveal. I didn't even know they had 20 IPs at Ubisoft, let alone 20 games. Wild.
I mean, 10 of them could be Tom Clancy, you know?
Oh, yeah, 10 of them Tom Clancy, something mobile, and like 3 kiosk at a mall, VR, Rabbids games.
Oh, half of these will be mobile, let's be honest.
Yeah. Some of these games are already public knowledge, like Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is going to be the live service Assassin's Creed thing coming. And then Beyond Good and Evil 2, which has been in development for a very long time and that I bet they regret letting people know exists.
Doesn't exist.
And then apparently there are going to be some other reveals focused on games that have only been rumored, like Assassin's Creed Rift, which was apparently the DLC for Valhalla that's getting turned into an actual game starring Basim.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're looking forward to a Splinter Cell. What else do you think might come out of this thing?
Well, Splinter Cell would be literally nothing but maybe a logo because that game is entirely too soon. But what would interest me is more stuff on the Assassin's Creed game, because I like Assassin's Creed. I get down with that. The idea of an Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel really interests me. For those who haven't played, Immortals Phoenix Rising is basically Greek setting Breath of the Wild, but good. And you'll see a lot of spicy takes on Twitter, like Immortals Phoenix Rising is good Breath of the Wild. So take that how you want, but it is a very good game regardless. I did enjoy that first one a lot. So a sequel to that would be cool. Like I said, Assassin's Creed, anything on Splinter Cell, maybe Skull and Bones. I'm so into pirates, even that bad game, I'd be interested in seeing. I'm not going to buy it, but I want to look at it.
Yeah.
So them saying 20 games, I think, is pretty interesting to see, because if 4 or 5 of them are interesting, that'll still be a good show, I think.
Yep. 20 games. That's wild. That's like more than like a PlayStation showcase.
Well, we know like Rabbids, Mario Rabbids 2 is one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, like we know some games that are coming, so we probably know about like 10 things, but the other things being rumored, I think, would still be interesting. Man, Mario Rabbids, what a game came out of nowhere that is like very, very good.
Yeah. And also in true Ubisoft fashion, it was leaked for years.
Well,
which is weird because we haven't, I guess we saw the reveal of this new one, but we haven't really seen anything else about it since. Speaking of new things, PS5 gets new features, says Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. We had a new update, some features outlined in the PlayStation blog. The first, and what's getting all the headlines, is something that's not here yet and is coming several months from now. Variable refresh rate would arrive several months from now. It means that users with HDMI 2.1 compatible TVs and PC monitors will experience smoother gameplay, sharper graphics, and reduced input lag. Again, that did not come out. It is coming out in the coming months. But that's what's getting all the headlines. What did come out is that if you're in the US or the UK, you can now basically summon your PlayStation with a phrase, just saying, "Hey, PlayStation," just like an Alexa, to control different apps, maybe pause a movie that you're watching on it. I'm sure it works. They had voice command on PlayStation 4 if you had the PlayStation camera, and it did not work well, so I'm sure this will work just as well as that.
Yep.
And then finally, after a year and a half of the awful way that parties work on PS5, they have now given you both options for parties. Like your old parties where you formed a party with people and then you could all chat together, but it was only the people in that party, that's still there. You could choose a party, make it private, and say who can be in it. But then the old PS4 way of making parties is back now too, where you can just say, "Hey, I'm going to start a party now, and anyone who wants to join me, jump in," which is what we used to do on game nights, and it was so convenient. That way we didn't have to add up all of our patrons to one group just in case any of them wanted to join us. So, loving that. But one thing that is out that I don't have yet for some strange reason, because I guess it's still in rolling out, they announced months ago that if you're in the US, and now it's coming to other European countries this week, that you can have the feature where you take a screenshot or you take a short clip on your PlayStation and it sends it to the PlayStation mobile app on your phone. That option's still not there for me, and I'm freaking pissed. Everyone else has it. We were playing Witch Queen back in February, and Dallas and Matt both had that option, and it's just not on my PlayStation, not on my app.
And that's just to take a screenshot and upload it to your phone. It's not available for you.
Not available for me.
Weird.
They mentioned back in February 22nd, the PlayStation blog said this feature is now rolling out to folks in the US, except if your name is Chad Michael Innes, because we fucking hate you.
Do you have your console set to New Zealand so you can get games earlier?
That's what it is. Well, it's set to New Zealand for 2 reasons. One, pirates, and then also to get games earlier. And not pirates in terms of, stealing games. I just like looking at pictures of pirates.
Absolutely.
You can only get that on New Zealand Wikipedia.
You know what's really funny?
What?
My friend, we were trying to all watch movies together, and he was like, I think we were watching like Alien 1 or 2 or whatever, and he was like, "I can't get it." And I'm like, "Just get on the store and buy it." He's like, "It's not here, it's not here, it's not here." And he searched for like 10 minutes. He's like, "Oh, I'm on my Xbox thinks I'm in New Zealand and they don't have this service available in New Zealand. So he had to switch back to America and then he could rent the movie.
What?
I was like, oh, you screwed yourself because you want to play a video game 12 hours earlier. Fucking idiot.
Same thing about HBO Max. They don't have that in the UK. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that it's not in a lot. Yeah, HBO Max is like basically just America, right?
That's wild. If you want to watch Our Flag Means Death or anything that Adam watches, you can't watch it unless you live in the US.
Pirated, I guess. How do you feel about these features? So I know the ones that actually came out, the where you could talk. I've always liked the idea of talking to your console or talking to whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, like you said, but the idea of it's cool. Thank God for changing that party thing because I hated you have to make a party with each person you want to talk to. I'm like, fuck it, what dumb shit is this?
Yep.
I'm just like, hey, open party, get in here. I like that. Send someone an invite's real easy. But like you said, it's not coming out yet. But all of those, what do you call it? The visual stuff, the visual enhancements that we're still waiting on. Like, variable refresh rate is a big one. Getting Dolby Vision would also be a big one. Getting 1440p would also be a big one.
Is 1440p not out yet?
Nope. It is 1080p or 4K. You do not get the in between. Which people were like, what's the big deal of that? It's a big deal to have, because basically when you go to performance mode and you want the high frame rate, the game goes to 1080p because it doesn't have the middle. But 1440p is basically 2K, so you can have your high frame rate and the image looks better. And it looks again, anyone on PC runs 1440p basically. It does it on Xbox. It's awesome. But having to go to 1080p for high frame rate, I'm like, ooh, that's rough. That's why I straight up didn't play Horizon that way, because I'm like, it looks like shit in performance mode. I just want to do it in quality mode. So having the 1440p variable refresh rate, again, smooths out your frame rates, and Dolby Vision would be great. So I'm glad that we're getting these, but I love how they're like, it's not available yet, but it's coming up. It's like, why don't you just give me why is it so difficult to put variable refresh rate on a console? I don't understand. I don't make consoles either, so whatever.
Dolby Vision, I assume that's something with licensing. Like, I know Xbox has it, and they were
Xbox
the first
Dolby
Vision
not like and Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, and it has Atmos. But it's not it's not like some exclusive deal that they can only put Dolby on Xbox. This is just like they happen to do it first. Like, why?
I think they just got it first. Yeah.
Why is that taking so long for PlayStation to follow suit?
I don't know.
Don't know. I can't find, like, I'm trying to think of a reason why I would use Hey PlayStation, and I can't think of anything. Like, what would I control on my PlayStation with my voice that would be easier than controlling it with the controller?
If you're watching TV and your controller is turned off and you don't want to turn the controller on to switch.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's basically all I use my Kinect for. It was like, Xbox, go to Netflix. Yes. And that was great.
Yeah.
That's all I used it for.
I guess I do the same thing with my Apple TV and my HomePods. I just tell
so you're getting Apple TV. That's not for you then.
Yeah, I don't watch shit on my PlayStation. So yeah, I guess gaming related. I bet you can't use it anyway. But yeah, I bet it's all about media control.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for news. Really short week this week, but fret not. We've still got a couple segments left. Segment from Adam. Segment from Adam. Segment from Adam. That halfway through changed into the Mega Man music.
Doing karate. So we've got 2 segments from Adam this week. First, we're going to start with best games of the month because fucking March is over. You know what? It's like 40 degrees here and March is over. Fucking Dude, what dumb shit is that?
It was like 77 here yesterday and it was like 67 here today and it's beautiful. And yeah, March is over.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. All right. So best games of March. These are new video games that came out that reviewed the best on Metacritic. First, number 1, we have Gran Turismo 7. At an 87 overall on the Metacritic.
Nice,
Don't look at the user reviews because people are pissed that game doesn't work for days on end. But viewed very well from critics and seems very nice. Tunic, number 2 at an 85. Still waiting to play it. Chad likes it, so that's good to see. I think, kind of like our spirit animal, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, sitting in 84. Mouthful mode.
Mouthful, man.
Oh, man, just putting whole cars in his body. Disgusting. Triangle Strategy, the awful name for a video game that actually looks kind of interesting. 82 on Metacritic.
Can we
And
sorry,
then-
real quick?
Go ahead.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land mouthful mode. That's like confirmation that Kirby does not have any guts, right?
I think
Like when
it's
his
literally
body
an abyss
forms
inside of
all
his
the way
body.
around. Like he's literally just a condom. He is a Kirby condom.
He's a big condom. I think it's one of two things, and people have said this. It's that he's an eldritch creature. So basically, any monster in Bloodborne or Lovecraft or whatever, like he doesn't live by the same rules as like normal living organic beings do. Or it's a cartoon character for children, so he can do stupid shit. One of the two. I think it's more of the first one.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably
just
right.
me. So yeah, it bothers me because he like struggles at the last minute to get the car around. He's like, his eyes closed. He's like, ooh. I'm like, why are you struggling? This is not. I am not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I reviewed pretty well. And then Tiny Tina's Wonder Worlds is at an 80. Is it the last thing on our list?
You got one
So-
more on the list.
Oh, you're right. I did put this one
Right at
because
page
it was
break.
it was after the page break because it was a big exclusive. I'm like, we'll put it on here. But Ghostwire Tokyo sitting at 79. So Chad, I'm sure you've seen reviews or heard about Ghostwire. How you feeling about it? Because you were like iffy. You're on the fence. Where are you now?
Yeah, I've it's the reviews that I've read, like it's one of those games that I don't think I'll ever play. Like it looks interesting and cool, and if I ever have time, which I will never have, because there's always just way too many video games, then yeah, I was like, I could probably have a fun time playing that, but I'm too many other things to get to. I will likely never play it.
Yep, same here. I was like, yeah, straight up next year, the day that it goes on Game Pass, maybe I'll download it and play it. But even then, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem super interesting to me. But I hope people like it. So looking at these games, again, for what we think for Game of the Year, even though GT7 reviewed the best, I don't think either one of us cares about
Right.
a simulation car game. Again, the only reason I like Forza Horizon is because it's arcade. I don't even like normal Forza Motorsport. So GT's out for me. Don't care. I think Tunic is probably the big one because everyone says it's good.
Yeah.
You seem to be enjoying it, and I'll probably play it with a guide. And then the next two I can't play because I don't have a Switch. And then the last two seem like Tiny Tina seems fun, but I don't, that just seems like a fun if I have friends. But Kirby and Triangle Strategy, I'm not going to play because I don't have a Switch.
Yeah. Tunic 100%. I also kind of feel like Tunic is a little bit of a niche audience.
Mhm.
Where like you have to, if you really love top-down 2D Zeldas, you're gonna get a lot out of this game. Zeldas, as if that's a genre, but it's like,
Yeah, the Zeldas.
then you're gonna really get a lot out of this game. But if you don't have that nostalgia or that appreciation for this game, I feel like Death's Door might be the better option for you.
Mhm.
And then Kirby and the Forgotten Land, like, yeah, it's gonna do well, but it's a more casual audience that it's aimed at, more child audience that it's aimed at. So I just don't think it's something that I'm gonna end up playing. But Tiny Tina Wonderlands, this is the part that hurts me that I'm not playing this right now.
Mhm.
Because I don't have the time for it. But I love Borderlands humor and writing so much, and I fucking love Tiny Tina, and I love the whole D&D like skin on that gameplay. So this is like the perfect game for me. But again, I have too many other things to play. This is one that I would have to play with friends, so I would have to con 2 or 3 other people into playing it with me, and they would have to buy a game, even though they've already bought 12 games that they're not playing right now as well. So like it hurts me that I'm not playing that game right now, but I know eventually I'm gonna, sometime this year, I'm gonna get to that game. So,
Yeah,
but
I'll get it on sale. And we can play together because it's cross-play no matter where you're at.
that's exactly right.
It's a big plus. So I'll get it for $30 and, whatever.
Yeah.
Stick around, shoot some stuff. And our favorite pirate's in it. Actually, he's my third favorite pirate in the show. Will Arnett.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, Taika Waititi is in it?
I wish.
God,
I bought it
put
day
him in
one.
everything.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's it. Best games of the month. Definitely check out Tunic. There's some other good things here, but I think Tunic seems to be the stronger one if you're into that kind of thing. And now, our next segment from Adam. All right, Chad, you're on the clock.
On the clock. Ooh!
NFL. Yo, so last time we did this segment, we're doing what is it? Armchair GM.
Yeah,
You're basically, it's the NFL offseason, and you got to sign 5 games to go throughout the year. And we're treating it like the NFL offseason, so people are free agents, there are trades, blah, 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 blah. All that armchair quarterback GM. Chad's here to save a company. So Are you choosing, last time we did PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
are you choosing Xbox or Nintendo this time?
Oh, here we go. Let's do Xbox. I feel like I have a lot of good opinions about what Xbox should do with their IPs.
Okay, so you have a $100 budget, $30 franchise tag. We decided to make it $30. So when you give someone a franchise tag, they have to sign with you no matter what. And random people will come to you with trades, and people might want to negotiate and bargain with you, but we'll see. So you got to make Xbox's 2022 good using, franchises and stuff that the company owns. So go ahead. Where you want to start at?
Now, I'm trying to do a Wikipedia to find this list of things, this exact article that you had sent me last time. But you
can just scroll up a little bit. You literally just scroll up a little bit, and right there, Microsoft franchises. Click on that bad boy.
Oh, you sent it in Discord?
It's in our Discord chat. Yep.
Got it. Hold, please. Category, Microsoft franchises. Take me there. I want to go there. Also, apologies for all those watching live. I apparently forgot to open the stupid app that keeps it from going,
that's screaming at you.
blah, blah. All right, I'm here. Okay. So I get 5 franchises, or I need 5 franchises, right? That we'd release in the next year, and I have $100.
Mm-hmm.
What's important? Well,
and I'm going to be the agents of each of the video games, so we're going to make deals. I'm the guy you talk to.
Here's the weird thing. This is important because there's synergy with the television show, but also it's important to get back in gamers' minds as the show pony for Xbox. And this is going to be a weird move for some people because it's kind of already out. But Halo, we need co-op we need co-op single player campaign so that people can experience this again with their friends, and all that has to offer. And we need to properly relaunch the multiplayer with all the things that people love, including the Forge. So that's
like Halo Infinite Game of the Year edition, basically, is like going all in on making it super good.
Yep.
Okay.
Or as if we're speaking in Destiny terms, this would be the Taken King update. Or this would be Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. This is, just kind of launching, soft relaunch of that franchise. What's that going to cost me?
Oh, what's your offer?
I'm going to say, listen, it's already out. You've done your marketing push, stuff like that. I feel like that should be a cool 10.
10?
Yeah.
How about 10. A 15? Why don't you give us a little bit of respect?
We're breaking it down into a 15.
Yeah, we'll do 5s this time. You're doing the math.
Okay, 15. We're going to do 15 for Halo.
But Halo actually giving you a hometown discount. They could probably ask for more because they've got franchises, but they're like, no, we're ride or die Microsoft. So you got them for 15. Write it down so I can remember the math, please.
Okay, hold on. I'm opening up my note. Halo Infinite 15. All right.
There we go.
So there are a lot of things on this list we can abandon. Like Gears of War, we get it. Big meaty guys with big old biceps shoot a bunch of gay axes.
Big meaty men bumping meat.
We don't need another one of those this year. We don't need another Crackdown. Let's give up on that one. But you know what we do need? We need ourselves a Fable. We need that witty humor in that action RPG. We need a Fable in that fantasy land. So we're gonna bring back Fable in a big way, and we're gonna make it really hit. And we're gonna go. I'm gonna give it 25. 25 on a Fable.
25?
Yeah.
Fable accepts it. Excuse me. You just did the thing which the Jacksonville Jaguars, which are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They overpay for players all the time. I was willing to take 15 or 20 from Fable, but you just said 25 off the bat. I'm not going to argue. I'm the agent. Give me the money. I don't care.
It's that important that we get it. I have a $30 or a 30, like automatically this comes to our thing, right?
Yeah, you do have that card still. Okay. Yep. But yeah, there's a guy who named Christian Kirk who just got signed to the Jaguars, who has literally never caught over 1,000 yards in a season, and they gave him a 4-year, $72 million contract. And he's like, I guess, sure. I'm the only guy here, apparently. I'm the only guy at the dance, so I guess you have to dance with me. So, all right. Yeah, you got Fable. They're absolutely there. What is that total? That's $40 total.
Yep.
For 2 games.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go. Starfield.
Okay.
Starfield. I know it's going to be big. I know it's going to be good. I just don't have faith in it, but I know it's going to be good. Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have it for all those nerds out there. I'm willing to put $20 on Starfield.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Yep. What's up? Who is it? You better,
hey, this is
better
Sony.
have good news.
Hey, this is Sony. We're here to make a deal, buddy.
Yeah. What's up?
We heard you were about to sign Starfield, and we've got a little bit of a trade for you if you're interested.
What's your trade? I'm listening.
We will trade you. We're gonna give you stuff. We're gonna be honest. We really need a big sci-fi shooter game because if it's not third person, we don't have it. This is Mr. Sony talking. I'm just kidding, of course. But we will trade you Twisted Metal and Ratchet and Clank. Wait a minute, is that right? No, Sly Cooper, excuse me. Twisted Metal and Sly Cooper for the rights to Starfield and for a total of $20. So basically, Chad, you give up $20, you get those two games, but we get Starfield. Actually, it'd be $30 because that's 2 games. That's a lot. So yeah, you get Sly Cooper, you get Twisted Metal, you don't have Starfield, and it costs you $30. Are you interested in the trade from Sony?
You come in here on the day of my daughter's wedding. You ring me up and you say, listen, I want what you've got. Suck my trash in return. Fuck you, Sony. Excuse me, assistant. Can you come in here and forcibly hit the end button on this phone loud enough that they can hear it on the other end? I know that's not how phones work anymore.
I'll hang up on them. I got you. No problem.
Thank you. I reject your offer, Sony.
All right. How much money you want to give Starfield then?
We're going to give Starfield 20.
Boom. They're good for it.
All right. Starfield
like new IP, people love Bethesda. New IP. We're buddy. Let's keep it even keel. Let's a 1-year prove it deal. And we'll see what happens.
All right. So we got the Halo Infinite's relaunch is 15. Fable is 25. So we're at 40. Starfield is 20.
We're at 60. 2 games left.
Here we go. We need a raunchy, gory first-person experience.
Okay.
And I know what you're thinking. Doom. No. Fuck that. We need to go back into Wolfenstein. We need to head back into Castle Wolfenstein and rip Hitler to shreds. Now, it's a franchise that has not been doing pretty well recently. It had that twin game that did not do well. It had the VR game that did not do well. So I'm willing.
2 was a huge hit, though. 1 and 2 were a huge hit.
Yeah. 1 was good. 2 was great. But they've had some missteps. And it's not the poster child that it once was. So I'm going to do Wolfenstein a favor and pick it up for $15. What's it say?
Ring, ring.
Who the fuck is on the phone? Who's giving out my phone number?
Sorry, Phil. This is Nintendo. We've got a fucking banger of an idea for you.
Oh, yeah?
We're willing to trade you. We know you're going for like the hardcore.
Hang up on Nintendo, assistant, please.
Wait a minute. We've got something good. Hang up on Nintendo. We've got something good for you.
All right, now get Nintendo back on the line and tell them it was an accident.
Oh, no problem. It happens all the time. We want something gory. We heard you talking about Wolfenstein over there. We want to shoot Nazis in the face because Nintendo's been soft for years and we need to make a stand. So we're willing to go big, right? We're gonna trade you Donkey Kong. Just Donkey Kong. You want that big monkey, his big monkey dick? You can have him, and you can have Animal Crossing. So 2 games, 2 massive games, and all we're going to need from you. How many games would that make it total? That would make 4, right? No.
That would bring us to 5. How many do you have? We got Donkey Kong and Animal Crossing. That would bring us to 5.
How many do you have signed right now? It's Halo.
3. Halo, Fable, Starfield.
Okay. So yeah, we will trade you. We're going to do a big, massive trade. Animal Crossing and Donkey Kong for Wolfenstein and the rest of your budget. Because Adam can't do that math.
Oh, shit.
We're tired of making baby games, but we know you need them. We want your cash, and we want to shoot Nazis. You gonna make a deal?
Assistant, hang up on Nintendo loud enough that they can hear it too. Assistant.
All right, I got it.
Thank you. Now, assistant, listen. While they're gone, they're going to call us back in just a second because they don't understand, passive aggressive behavior. They don't understand subtext. They think that something happened and we just got disconnected. So they're going to call us back in a second. I just need you to know that's a good deal. We're going to take it. We don't have a lot of good IPs here. We're going to take it. But this is a power play, and I need them to know that we're still in charge. Okay? Oh, hold on. They're on the phone. Pick it up again and then forward it over to me.
Hey, this is Nintendo. You fucking think you're tough, buddy? Huh?
All right, you're live with Phil Spencer. Who is this? Sorry.
Do you think you're fucking
hold.
tough? This is, what's his name?
Ex Reggie Fils-Aimé.
This is Reggie Fils-Aimé. They brought me back for this phone call specifically.
This is Doug Bowser. Is this Doug Bowser?
Yes, Doug Bowser. What's up?
Oh, what's up, Doug?
Hey, well, you're being rude over here. You got one last chance, buddy.
Oh, no, man. Something, we switched over to Wi-Fi calling, and internet.
Uh-huh.
Internet goes out all the time.
We don't know internet. We're Nintendo.
Oh, well, it's this thing that was invented, widespread a couple decades ago, and it goes in and out. And so Wi-Fi, we're just transitioning over a new system, and it's completely shit the bed. So that was, we'll blame that one on Comcast, okay?
Okay. What's the move then? We were thinking about it and we got nothing else for the rest. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah. We'll give you our $40 and Wolfenstein and we'll take your floundering franchises that you don't know what to do with anymore. So yeah. Sounds good to us. They hang up on you.
Assistant, get Nintendo back on the phone.
But look at that. That is a monster deal. That's basically trading away the best wide receiver in the league for basically nothing at all. Which
that
two
is
teams
the
did
highest selling
this
Switch franchise so far, maybe except for Arceus, who knows now, but the highest selling Switch franchise plus the absolute pinnacle of 2D platforming, Donkey Kong Country. Fuck yeah, we're gonna put that in our lineup.
You can have a reunion, have Rare make Conquer versus Donkey Kong and just
versus Banjo-Kazooie.
Just so nasty. All
versus
those
Joanna Dark. All of those are Rare franchises.
You could do all of it.
Yes. And she can shoot Elvis the alien from Perfect Dark, who is secretly Kevin Spacey's K-Pax.
Yes, you brought it all around. There we go.
Yes.
That's the segments. You've done good work for Microsoft. I think that's a pretty solid lineup. Getting Animal Crossing and Donkey Kong for Wolfenstein. Look at you making big deals.
And I made them feel like shit. Worth it. Phil Spencer plays rough, man.
He does. He don't fuck around.
Nope. Good game. Speaking of good games, it is time for Game On Game Show. The Game On Our Game Show, we play a game called Game On. The Game Show on our Game Show. Game. We've got a returning game this week. Second time we've played it. This one, in celebration of the Halo TV series, is called Smush Me Into a Movie, Daddy. Again, Halo has taken all the budget. They spent, 35 years developing it. They got Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment for it. And it's now on the leading streaming service, Paramount Plus. They went all out on Halo. And we don't have budget for these other 3 video game related things. So we have to take something that already exists and smush these franchises into it. So our job, Adam, is to sit down and figure out what movies or TV shows can we reuse the same cast of actors and actresses? Can we use basically the same plot, but just replace a couple of character names and maybe CGI in something over top of a person?
Yeah, that's looking up the plot of K-Pax right now.
Lots of K-Pax. So first, in celebration of the Forgotten Lands release, Kirby. What movie or television show can we just smush Kirby into? Right off the bat, I'm thinking Silence of the Lambs. And we just put Kirby on Hannibal Lecter. He just eats people.
Yeah, just fucking murders people a couple times.
But it has to actually not Silence of the Lambs. It is Hannibal Lecter still, but it is the show Hannibal on NBC where he fucking fillets people and makes these extravagant dinners and stuff like that out of their bodies. That's the
He does that all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
True story. Hold on. It gets better.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
On the cartoon, Kirby is a chef.
Yeah.
Like a renowned chef Oh my god. Fuck yeah.
I like that a lot. It's very good. Also, think about this, because this would be so easy. Is it chroma when you change the colors in film or in video, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take the face of the actor, we're going to make it pink, and add some little rosy cheeks. But the movie already perfectly plays into it. We're going to change Dana Carvey's Master of Disguise into a Kirby movie. Dana Carvey's got a pink face, red rosy cheeks, but he changes outfits all the time.
Yeah.
Right? The Kirby does. He switches up and takes your powers, looks different.
Oh,
so just imagine pink-faced Dana Carvey singing Turtle Club, Turtle, Turtle. But it's just Kirby, right? Nobody will know the difference.
Yeah. And we can, you know what we can do? It's the same studio. We've got the rights to like the 28 Days Later franchises. We'll just cut in a couple of like shots, like deleted scenes from 28 Days Later of like a zombie eating somebody, and it'll be a zombie eating a turtle. And then boom, that's how Dana Carvey becomes Kirby Turtle. So
I wonder if that's in 28 Day Later, a zombie eating a turtle.
We'll have to CGI the turtle. We'll turn his cheeks green.
Oh, Dana Carvey.
All right. Number 2. I didn't realize this until right now, but the next one is similar in that, like, you eat somebody and take on their disguise. Mega Man. We gotta smush Mega Man into an existing property.
Now, it doesn't have to be eat someone. It could just be like a character like gains new like powers up throughout a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be that kind of a thing. Or just like where I got to go kill this many people. I got a list of people. Like there's a movie, like I immediately thought of Michael Cera is a little bitch boy.
And Scott Pilgrim.
What is that movie? Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Michael Cera, bitch boy, the movie. But yeah, that's very much like you've got all these different bosses you got to go fight. But I don't want to give Michael Cera any more royalties than we have to. So put that one on the table, but not.
I got a suggestion. We make a Mega Man origin story.
Oh,
where Mega Man realizes for the first time that he's a robot and he's capable of love. And instead we go with Haley Joel Osment, and AI is Mega Man. But instead of the walking, talking teddy bear, we CGI red cheeks and make it Rush the dog instead of a bear. And it's all about how Haley Joel Osment realizes he's Dr. Light's AI robot and not a person.
He is the Mega Man.
And then we tease with a post-credits scene that he's going to go fucking batshit and murder a bunch of other robot people and steal their abilities and body parts.
I like that a lot. So when you started talking about an AI robot boy or whatever, I thought you were going to say Robin Williams' Bicentennial Man. There's also another movie about a robot becoming a human being. And I just love at the end of that movie that they give him a penis. He wants a penis and they give him a penis. What a fucking movie.
Yep.
So
Haley Joel Osment, a penis. He'll eat for life.
So we have one of those robot movies works perfect. Haley Joel Osment probably makes more sense as a young Mega Man compared to 45-year-old Robin Williams.
Nowadays, he's got a big old beard. He is a heavy man. That could be a Dr. Light. Like he could be Dr. Light as well. And maybe he made him in his image. He could play human big fat Dr. Light and little baby boy Mega Man.
You're right. That works perfectly.
Yep. We'll just have to do it like the movie Boyhood, where we film it over 2 decades, and we'll have to go back in time.
We've already been filming it, actually.
That's right. The whole shtick of this is that we're using stuff that's already been filmed and calling it Mega Man. Okay.
So what we do is we take the footage from AI and mix it in with just anything that Haley Joel Osment has done recently. So like stuff from The Boys, stuff from What We Do in the Shadows, just random different shows he's in as an adult, and somehow make that Dr. Light. We'll figure it out.
Shout out to a series called The Spoils Before Dying, where he plays the bad guy on that show. Ooh. Fantastic show, created by Will Ferrell.
Arnett? Oh, okay.
Will Ferrell, yeah. Starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Wiig and the guy from Shawshank.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman?
No, not Morgan Freeman, but the white Andy Dufresne, him.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Dufresne. Hysterical. Yeah. Anyway, last one. Untitled Goose Game.
Ooh. I immediately thought of The Host.
What is The Host?
Is it a Korean horror movie? It's like a really famous. I think is it from the same dude who made Train to Busan? Let me double check that. I might be completely wrong. The Host was a very famous. There it is. The Host. It's a 2006 film. Korean movie. Yep.
Okay, see,
Oh no, is this?
I'm more familiar with the 2013 body snatching K-Pax movie starring all the teen heartthrobs.
Well, it's from the
The
director of Snowpiercer and Parasite. Excuse me.
Oh yeah. What's that? Bong
That guy. The host, which was is basically the host was like a big, like tadpole frog monster kind of thing that was like snatching people up, and just do that with whatever you said. I forgot the thing you said we're doing.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, just make it the goose is the fucking monster that's hunting and killing people.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the poster of this movie right now, and it's just like a giant tentacle coming out of the water. What if that was a fucking gooseneck?
It's just a gooseneck.
The original title of this movie was Gwilmule.
Yeah.
Bong Joon-ho, that's his name.
Yes. Very good. He fucking won an Academy Award, and I'm just like the guy who made the host. He technically did make the host, so I guess I'm not wrong. So yeah, just any monster movie.
I fucking
where you
love that idea. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's look the poster, for anyone who's not looking at the picture of the poster, which I assume is 100% of our audience, it is a lake or a bay, a sound with a cityscape in the background, and there's a giant tentacle coming out of the water holding a person, but it's already in that like shape of a gooseneck or a swan neck.
It is like in a S, like an S,
like almost like a question mark. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That could be very easy to just, CGI, change the color, give it some pink rosy cheeks, make it a goose.
Yeah, and again, all you really have to do is, as people are screaming and like being murdered by a monster, you just have the CG goose going, it'll be a real good time. It'll be a really good time.
Yes. I fucking love it. Now I wish I had more time on my hands, because now I want to recreate a horror movie trailer, but then just CG and the duck over top of it all the time. Honk. Woo! Great. Excellent. Those are going to be really successful movies. I'm glad we were able to save those. Well done. That's it for Game On Game Show, and that is it for our podcast this week. We have a couple of things for you, pieces of homework. Number one is about our BARF episode, Backlog Accomplishment with Respawn and Friends. It is our monthly, kind of like a game club, where we pick a game, you pick a game, via patreon.com/respawning fire. We all play it, and then we chat about it at the end of the month. This month we're doing Coffee Talk. Sometime in the next week or so, as we're approaching the end of March, Adam and I will record our episode about that. So I'm going to say we're going to decide that date after this call right now, but let's say at least it'll be the first week of April, or sometime in the first little chunk of April there. So If you're listening to this, you still have a few days to play it and get your ideas to us about the game. Similarly, there will be a poll going up shortly for April's BARF game, so make sure to go to patreon.com/respawningfire, give us $1 per month, and go vote on that. And then another related news, homework and end of podcast things. We had a poll last week from our Game on Game show where we played the video game Poop Game, and we just replaced certain video game words with poop. And it was far and away your Cooking Mama suggestion won. In fact, 100% of the votes went towards Cooking Mama related video game titles. Red Dead Redemption Poop Nightmare and Super Mario Poop All-Stars got 0% of the votes. But we decided we couldn't split the vote. Sorry, we did split the vote because we couldn't decide on one Cooking Mama one. So we did two of them. In second place, with 40% of the vote, was Cooking Poop Bon Appetit. And in first place, with 60% of the vote, was Cooking Poop Dinner with Friends.
Oh, man.
So thank you, everyone, so much for coming out and showing up to that poll on twitter.com.
What a good use of social media.
Excellent
Just a fantastic use of the medium.
If you want to go view other types of things like that on Twitter, you can follow us at Respawning Fire there. You can also go to our YouTube channels, subscribe to us there, subscribe to us on Twitch. Both of those actions allow us to get like vanity names and partnerships and all those kinds of things that it is 100% your fault that we don't have right now. So if you're one of those people that's not subscribed, go do it.
If you're not, I'll do karate on you.
If you're not, we're going to turn this right back into that karate podcast with Jaden Smith and boxing with Conor McGregor. That's what it's going to be.
I fucked your wife.
That was a really weird Jaden Smith impression. Oh, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. And until next week, here's our usual sign off. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Sucking on a chili dog. That's fine. It might have a SWB audio cast.